Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Forever coming at you with another commemorative model. Today I'll be doing a review on a JC Wings Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER Flight 370 in the commemorative special edition in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Troy's Toys based out of Overland Park, Kansas. His website is www.troystoysinc.com. Sad to tell you, this was the only one he ordered for me. And at the time of this video review posting, this model is almost pretty much impossible to find as we speak. If you can find it on eBay, I wish you the best on that. But before I go into details about this model, allow me to share some information about the history of Malaysia Airlines, if you would please. Malaysia Airlines was founded on May 1st, 1947 in Singapore as Malayan Airways Limited, as the airline was jointly formed by Imperial Airways, the Ocean Steamship Company of Liverpool, and the Strait Steamship Company of Singapore. And the carrier's first inaugural flight was from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore via by way of Ipoh and Penang using an Airspeed Type Consul 20 engine aeroplane. Then fast forward to the year 1963. After the formation of the Federation of Malaysia, the airline was renamed Malaysian Airways, and after Singapore's expulsion from the Federation in 1965 led to another change in 1966, in which the airline was renamed Malaysia Singapore Airlines, when the two government entities eventually took joint ownership of the airline. However, on September 30th, 1972, after 6 years of operating as Malaysia Singapore Airlines, the airline eventually ceased operations and divided up its assets to form two separate national carriers, Singapore Airlines, which is now based out of Singapore, and Malaysian Airline System, MAS, and commenced operations on October 1st, 1972. And after 43 years of operating under the Malaysian Airline System brand, the airline was relaunched again and renationalized on September 1st, 2015 as Malaysia Airlines Berhad. Malaysia Airlines is the national flag carrier for the country of Malaysia, and the headquarters of Malaysia Airlines, along with its main hub and base of operations, is located on the grounds of Kuala Lumpur International Airport, which is located approximately 28 miles south of the city center of Kuala Lumpur in the Sepang District section of Selangor, while the secondary hubs of Malaysia Airlines are located at Kota Kinabalu International Airport, located in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, Kuching International Airport, located in Sarawak, Malaysia, and Penang International Airport, located in Penang, West Malaysia. Malaysia Airlines flies to 57 destinations throughout Asia, Europe, and Oceania, with the operating fleet of 75 aircraft, which consists of 15 Airbus A330-300s, 6 Airbus A380-800s, and 54 Boeing 737-800s. And in addition to the 75 aircraft that currently operates in the Malaysia Airlines fleet, the airline also has unfulfilled orders for an additional 31 aircraft that includes 9 Airbus A350-900XWBs, extra wide-body aircraft, 15 of the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 8s, and 10 of the next generation Boeing 737 MAX 10s. And as of August 2017, or at the time of this video review posting, Malaysia Airlines was still under review from the international airline review firm Skytrax Magazine, and up until 2014, Malaysia Airlines was one of a handful of airlines that previously operated as a certified 5-star airline carrier, and the Boeing customer code for Malaysia Airlines is H6. Alright, this is the front of the box you're looking at here. Nothing much there except the aircraft title right there, the aircraft type right there you see there, and then there's a little 1/200 scale model information there. And this is the back of the box. Nothing much there except you see the made in China deal there. This is the top of the box you see here, the Malaysia Airlines title and the logo, the item number. That is flight 17. I will do that model at a later date. And then there's the 1/200 diecast model information. And this is the bottom of the box, the same information you saw at the top of the box, except right here, this is flight 370. This is the one I'll be doing a review on. And here is the commemorative model stand that came with the model, what have you. Can you see there? That glue there, that's what it was like when the model came. You know, that was already on there when I got the model. And I tried to scrape much as I could off of it. but it is what it is. But at least you can see the information on this plaque here. I will get into details how this came about in a minute. I got information on that. I'll go into details on that. And then you see this little padding here that prevents the model from being damaged or scratched when you put the model on the stand. And here's the commemorative card that came with the model. It was only 80 made worldwide. I ended up with number 36 out of the 80. Pretty impressive there. There's all the information there. The aircraft ship number, the aircraft type, the Malaysia title and the logo, and the computer generated picture of the aircraft on this commemorative card. Now I'm going to flip it on the back side and let you see the back side of it as well. Here it is. And this is the back of the card here that I showed you here. It's all the information right there. You can pause and read that if you like. Now this plastic bag you see here with all this stuff in it, these are the gear replacements featuring two little toothpicks right there. I will go into details for the purpose of these later on in the model review. Stay tuned for that part, okay? Alright, with all the information out of the way about the history of Malaysia Airlines, the little so-called details here on this box, the commemorative card, as well as the commemorative model stand that came with the model, as well as the gear replacements. With no further ado, everyone, here is the model. There it is, folks. The JC Wings Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER Flight 370 in the commemorative special edition in a 1/200 scale model. Now, please allow me to share some information about the Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER that they no longer have in a fleet and how they acquired it. Malaysia Airlines became the 6th Asian carrier after ANA Nippon Airways, China Southern Airlines, Japan Airlines, Cathay Pacific, and Korean Air respectively to acquire the Boeing 777-200ER aircraft into their fleet, receiving their very first one, which bears the registration ship number 9M-MRA on April 23, 1997, and acquired their very last one, which bears the registration ship number 9M-MRP on November 22, 2004. Malaysia Airlines at one time registered and operated as many as 17 of these iconic jetliners in their fleet. However, due to the airline's economic hardship, plus the disappearance of Flight 370 and the shot down of Flight 17 over Ukraine, Malaysia Airlines eventually ended the Boeing 777 operation and retired their last Boeing 777-200 jetliner after 19 years of service on March 23, 2016. Many of their 777s were either sold to other airlines or was eventually scrapped, or currently stored at the Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah Airport located in Subang, Malaysia, and the airline's Hangar 006 facility that's located on the grounds of the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, located in Sepang District section of Selangor, Malaysia. Now let's talk about this livery here. This was Malaysia Airlines' previous livery scheme that was introduced on October 15, 1987, along with the new corporate logo as well as the Malaysia font that was also created as part of the airline's livery makeover. The Malaysia title font, however, was italicized at a parallel slant along with this logo to accentuate speed and direction, as Malaysia Airlines sported this livery up until early 2010. This livery, as well as the corporate logo, was created and designed by Dhiya, Roslan. Now let me tell you some sad information about Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. This is a painful one, but I'm going to get through it. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was a scheduled international flight that suddenly disappeared while flying en route from Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to Beijing-Capital International Airport in Beijing, China, in the early morning hours of Sunday, March 8, 2014. The aircraft, a Boeing 777-200ER, which bears the registration ship number 9M-MRO, which is this one right here, made last radio voice contact with the air traffic controllers at approximately 1:19 a.m. Malaysia time, when it was flying over the South China Sea, less than an hour after takeoff. Then the aircraft suddenly vanished and disappeared from the air traffic controller's radar screens at approximately 1:22 a.m. Malaysia time, 3 minutes after it made its last radio voice contact with the air traffic controllers. However, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was still tracked on the military radar as it deviated westwards from its planned flight path and crossed the Malay Peninsula then left the range of Malaysia's military radar approximately 2:22 a.m. Malaysia time by flying over the Andaman Sea, 287 miles northwest of Penang Airport in northwestern Malaysia. And the airliner's last known position before it vanished and disappeared altogether was in the southern part of the Indian Ocean. And at the time of this video review posting, this aircraft has still not been located nor found, as it may have crashed into the southern region of the Indian Ocean, with a total of 239 people aboard the ill-fated flight, which included 12 Malaysian crew members and 227 passengers from 15 countries, as Malaysia Airlines officially announced on March 24, 2014, that Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was declared lost with no possible survivors. Wow. So, with that said, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and allow me to share you all the information on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's roll. Okay, we're going to start at the front of the aircraft on the port side. We see the nose gears featuring the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on there, RO, the pedal tubes and the static ports you see here, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, and the cockpit windows. I'll give you a better visual view of those later on in the review. And then you see the One World logo here by the L1 door you see here, folks. Malaysia Airlines joined the One World Alliance on February 1st, 2013, which consists of 14 airlines from 6 inhabited continents. And this alliance includes American Airlines, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, and Qantas as the 4 founding members. And then you come over here, you see the nice little red and blue cheat line right here across the middle of the fuselage. Then you see the Malaysian flag decal right here, and this flag decal represents the country where Malaysia Airlines currently operates from as the national flag carrier for the country of Malaysia. And then you see right here in the middle of the aircraft, you see the Malaysia title right there as well. And then there's the inboard landing light right there on the edge of the wing. I'll give you a better view of that later on. Now let's talk about these big massive engines on here. These are the Rolls-Royce Trent 892 engines that were used on this particular Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER jetliner. You also see the Rolls-Royce logo right there engraved on the engine there as well as the detailed engine cones right there as well. Now I'm going to turn this aircraft model around, let you see the front end of the engine and the turbofan blades do spin. Now you're looking at the front angle of these engines, featuring the engine strike right there. As I mentioned earlier, the turbofan blades do spin. See there? Perfect. And you also got a better visual view of the triple bogey gears right there. I'll show you a different angle later on, as well as the inboard landing light right there as well. Get that off there. Okay. All right. Now you're looking at the engines on the starboard side, featuring engine strikes there as well, and the turbofan blade spin over here as well. Perfect. And then there's the inboard landing light right there on the edge of the wing there on the starboard side, as well as the triple bogey gears here as well. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft, where you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the nose cone, the nose gears, the nose gear struts, and the nose gear lights right there inside the nose gears door there as well. So with that said, I'm going to take it back to the port side because there's more information to share with you over there as well. Let's roll. And behind these Rolls-Royce Trent 892 massive engines here, you got a better view of the triple bogey gears here on the port side, as well as the bogey gear struts, as well as the bogey gear door there as well. Now you're looking at the edge of the wingtip here, featuring the red navigation light right there as well. We're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side still, where you see the registration ship number right by the L4 door right there, registration ship number 9M-MRO. Registration ship number 9M-MRO. This was the 16th of the 17 Boeing 777-200ERs that entered the fleet of Malaysia Airlines, as well as the 404th Boeing 777 that was actually produced and built by Boeing respectively. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on May 14, 2002 and was delivered to Malaysia Airlines on May 31st, 2002. This aircraft, however, was eventually written off on March 8, 2014, after Malaysia Airlines officially presumed the aircraft went missing and may have crashed into the southern part of the Indian Ocean. Now let's look at the airline's logo displayed here on the tail. This is Malaysia Airlines' current logo, which was restylized in October 1987, and this logo resembles that of a Wah Bulin, which is actually a Malaysian moon kite, or the Wah Kuking, which is actually a cat kite, as well as the country's national symbol. Now you gotta deal with that Malaysia Airlines logo means. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the port side still, where you see the strobe light there, as well as the auxiliary power unit exhaust hole right there. Alright, very detailed there. Now you're looking at the rear view of the Malaysia Boeing 777-200ER Flight 70 from the rear view angle. Now you're looking at this aircraft model from the starboard side, where you see the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on there, RO, the pitot tubes and static ports, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the One World logo, the Malaysia flag decal, the front cargo container door, as well as the Malaysia title right there on the center upper part of the fuselage. And now you're looking at the engine on the starboard side, very detailed there, like the engine cones right there, as well as the Rolls-Royce logo displayed here on the cowling there as well. Awesome. And behind these Rolls-Royce Trent 892 engines, you see the triple bogey gears here on the starboard side, as well as the bogey gear struts and the bogey gear door there as well. Now you're looking at the green navigation light here on the edge of the wingtip there as well. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, along with the red and blue cheat line right there to seal the aircraft. You see the rear cargo container door, as well as the AFT boat bin door, the registration ship number, and the Malaysia Airlines logo displayed here on the tail on the starboard side there as well. Before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model and the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in detail, I'm going to show you one feature. The gears do roll somewhat. Yeah, it rolls somewhat. You don't want to roll too much because the gears might fall off. It also tilts. That's a great thing. And the front nose gear, it also swivels as well. You see there. So, with that said, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Alright, let's roll. Let's start at the aerial bird's eye view. See the nose cone, the cockpit windows, and the windshield wipers there. The Malaysia flag decal, the Malaysia titles on both sides, the anti-collision beacon light here, a high frequency antenna there, the ADF antennas there in 3D, a couple more antennas there, as well as the tail, and then you see the two little dots here on the horizontal stabilizers, as well as on this side here as well. Those are the illuminator lights that light up this tail here when it flew at nighttime. Now let's check out the wings, folks. No wing walkway, but you got the flaps, slats, ailerons, and spoilers, and the engine in detail there, as well as the fuel dump valve there, and then there's the edge of the wingtip there with the strobe light there as well. The difference between the 200ER and the 200LR is simple. The wingtip. The 200LR has the rake wingtip. The 200ER you see here does not. Let's check over here, folks. No wing walkway, but you got the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you, the engine and the engine strike right there in detail, as well as the fuel dump valve there, and the edge of the wingtip with the strobe light there as well. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model. You see the nose cone, the closed nose gear door, as well as the open nose gear door and the nose gear. See the anti-collision beacon light here on the belly by the hole where the stand goes in at. Couple more antennas there. Pressure lead valve and the APU housing doors right there. The horizontal stabilizer, and then these gears over here. Tilt, right. The engine's there. Detail. the registration ship number along with the fuel dump valve and the edge of the wingtip. Same over here. Tilt, great. The engine's there. Fuel dump valve right here, and the edge of the wingtip there. Now, since I showed you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft and the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft in detail, allow me to put it on that commemorative stand that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, here is the model on the stand. Now I finally got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation, no issue there. You're looking at this model from the port side. You see it in the takeoff landing position here. Gears there intact. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here with the model on the stand here and the little plaque you see there as well. Alright, and now you're looking at this aircraft on the starboard side. Tilted gears. Nice little livery there. Everything intact there as well. And finally looking at this model from the tail cam angle. Alright, before I take this model off the stand completely, I got in this position for a reason, and the reason is the gears. I'm going to take these gears off here. They are retractable, as you can see here. There's the nose gear right there. Take the gears off here on the port side. Retractable there as well as the gears on the starboard side there as well. Perfect. So with that said, I'm gonna let you see this model at a different angle without the gears. Here it is. Now you're looking at the Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER Flight 370 in the in-flight mode position. Now you got one or two options from this point on. Option A is if you want to continue to display it like that, you see there, that's great. See these gear replacements that I showed you earlier? That's the purpose of these gear replacements, substitute your gears while you display your model in flight mode as you see there. Or you can go to option B, just keep them in gear down mode like you take off and landing position. It don't matter. Gears up, gear down, your choice. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears back on this model, take this model stand and go ahead and wrap up the rest of this model review. Let's roll. Now let's talk about the seating configuration on this aircraft. This particular Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER jetliner seated 282 passengers in a 2-class configured layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone, from rows 1 to 5, which was from here to here. You have 35 business class seats in rows 11 to 41, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 247 economy class seats, which brings the total of 282 seats. And finally, Malaysia Airlines previously utilized their Boeing 777-200ERs on routes from Kuala Lumpur to worldwide destinations such as Beijing-Capital, Shanghai Pudong, Osaka Kansai, Tokyo Narita, Los Angeles via Tokyo Narita, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Bali, Hong Kong, Singapore, Bangkok, Denpasar, Auckland, Adelaide, Australia, Dhaka, Mumbai, Delhi, Medina, Perth, Sydney, Istanbul, Melbourne, Paris Charles de Gaulle, Kota Kinabalu, Rome Fiumicino, Zurich, Taipei, Sapporo, Guangzhou, Islamabad, and Manchester via Islamabad. Well folks, this concludes this model review. Please rate and subscribe, leave your comment suggestions. I'd like to know, do you have this model or you plan on getting this model if you can find it? So like I said, at the time this video review posting, this model is almost possible to find. They only made 80 of them worldwide. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So with that said, take care, God bless. There's more model content coming.